business the correct way can set you up to expand for the future. There's a big difference between the Joe Schmo landscaping that's just in your town and staying with the same customers with no room to growth to the top competitors in the United States and America doing a ridiculous amount of sales. And it could all start with just simple branding techniques that you have to do when you first open your business.
The first thing you're going to want to do when you're starting to brand your business is to pick a clever name. You want a name that's going to stand out, stick in someone's head, but at the same time it's simple enough where you're not throwing too much out at one person and not being specific enough to your business.
You kind of want to take the name and correspond it with your phone number, with your slogan, and kind of build like a brand, pretty much, is what I'm trying to say. And for instance, we have Junk Police. That's our junk removal, cleanouts, and demolition service business. We chose Junk Police just because we knew we could build a brand off it, and we used the phone number 1-833-BAD-JUNK, and our slogan is sending your bad junk on a life sentence. We have pretty much an animated trash can with a police uniform on, and he also has a trash bag in his hand, and it's all on a badge. So you can see on our t-shirt, just like police officers, it looks like we're wearing a badge when we walk up to customers' houses, and people love it. We get compliments all the time, like clever name, great name, and people remember it. So it's great to just start off by getting recognized by a lot of people.
When picking your logo, one of the easiest things to do, and what we kind of did, is you could go on and you can look at other competitors in your area, and you can look at their names, and mostly you're going to be looking for the ones that are obviously the biggest in your area, and then you can get an idea of what names that they're using, and you can kind of branch off of that.
You definitely want to have bright colors no matter what. Whether you pick, like we did, a yellow, blue, the reds, greens, orange, you want to stand out. You don't want to be black and white. You don't want to be black and red. I mean, it's hard to really get noticed when you're kind of dull. And on your truck and all your marketing, your t-shirts, you're kind of dull. We walk up to a customer's house, which is another big thing, is you want a good uniform. You want to walk up and you want the customer to think you're coming from a big company that has been established, and you're like an employee walking up that's part of a big business. So in the summer, we have bright yellow shorts, and we have our blue shirts with our yellow logo.
Yeah, the backs of these shirts pretty much just lay out. Obviously, it's our name, what we do, real simple, and then we have our phone number, and then we have our slogan at the bottom, just sending your bad junk on a life sentence. And this makes it easy for anyone who does notice you to actually be able to read your shirt and get all the information they need to know everything about your company.
And as you can tell this is some of our print marketing, it stands out. Right when you look at it, you see the logo, you see the phone number. On here, the title is nice and bolded. The font's real simple, real nice and easy to read. And just all in all, you want to stand out. You want to be... Our business cards, this was the first mistake we did. If you look at them right off the bat, colors are kind of weird. A lot of words on there. All the font's small. So we're going to throw a picture up of our business cards now that we just got made for us, that are a lot better, stick out a lot more, and they're going to hopefully do us good.
So once you have your brand, aside from putting it on all your print materials, t-shirts, and everything like that, you're going to want to build a website, and obviously the brand is going to be the whole foundation of the website. So along with the website, you're also going to want to have a Facebook page, Instagram, and if you're in a business that applies to a lot of younger people that are all on social media, you may even want to go as far as to have like a Twitter and more other like social media platforms with younger age people. Our business is mostly targeted towards like homeowners and investors. A lot of them are pretty much older, so we do have a Facebook. We do get a lot of exposure on Facebook, but between just Facebook and our website, we feel like that's enough because a lot of our customers that we're looking for are not really on Twitter and things like that.
And unless you're very creative, you're going to want to find somebody to do this stuff for you. I personally cannot lay this out to look like this at all. You need someone that's good with Adobe Illustrator, that's good with everything really, so you can get all your logos the same, everything looking professional, standing out and good. And what we did, we put a simple ad on Craigslist, and we found a 19-year-old kid from a couple states away. He makes everything for us. He's cheap, quick, easy to work with, and you definitely want to find somebody that's going to do this all for you. It's worth it in the long run.
It's definitely worth it. And on top of that, this logo cost us $50. So it's not like some crazy expense you're going to have to go out and do. It's really just not worth trying to do it on your own and not have something that looks like as professional as what you get when you pay.
You're also going to want to answer the phone like you know you're talking about, like you're a big business, and you just want to sound professional. That's like a key word this whole video is you want to be professional, be professional, be professional. Answer the phone. Hey, this is Rich with Junk Police. How can I help you? Kind of thing. I mean, we tend to change it up a bit, see what works better, and try to get when we get somebody on the phone, we want to sell the job in the long run.
Yeah. The phone is definitely a big thing because you could have the best brand, the best logo, the best website, best everything, but if someone calls you and you answer the phone with just like a hello or a hey, that's going to throw pretty much like a red flag for them because you're not going to call any business with that type of branding, any other business that's not going to answer the phone with their name and how can they help you and be polite like that.
Another advantage you want to have with branding your business is kind of being appealing to your community and your customers. And with Junk Police, how we can kind of do this is we put out all the time. We support our local police, we support our military, veterans, all that. So we offer discounts, and it kind of goes along with the logo, with the brand, and everything else around the business kind of comes back to the police part, and it makes for a pretty good brand.
Yeah, we definitely found that it stands out a lot to have this brand because it's not something where we're South Jersey junk removal company where people may even forget the name because it's not something that stood out in their mind. When you have something like this, people see the brand, remember the name, and then that'll help when they go to reference you later on down the road.
So now we're going to talk to you about what to stay away from. And when I say don't do this, just don't do this because it just doesn't work. I promise you it doesn't work. And you're going to stay small. You're going to find your market cap for being a small, non-branded business. You're going to stay at $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 a year for the rest of your life. And nobody wants to do that. So here's a few things to stay away from.
The first thing that you want to definitely stay away from is making your name way too just small. You don't want to keep it as a name that's local, as in your area of your state even is too small. Because you want to build a brand that will be able to expand. Even if you don't want a franchise, you want to build something that would have the scalability to be able to franchise, go to other states even, and not be basically capped off at being in one certain area just because of the name.
For example, I don't want anybody getting offended. I'm just going to pick out a random name. We're going to go with John Smith. If you have a power washing company and you are John Smith's Power Washing Company or John Smith's Power Washing, you're going to stay John Smith's Power Washing for the rest of your life, and you're going to maybe focus on a few towns around you, and you're setting yourself up for failure. So find something different. Find, off the top of my head, the Dirt Doctor, and go from there and brand that in that way. Just go with something that's going to be easy to flow with, people can remember it, that kind of thing. Another thing you absolutely do not want to do, we see it all the time, driving around at the landfill all the time, is people driving around with their business name, even if it was a good business name or not, and then a list of 1,000,000 services. You got to stick to what you're doing, and you got to run with it. And you don't want to branch out to 1,000,000 things because there's plenty of ways to make money. But when you open a business, you want to stick to that business. And maybe you realize that we're doing a junk removal business. We're going to do junk removal, clean outs, and demolition because they all stay together. Maybe you say, oh, it looks like I can make some good money doing painting because people are finding that more customers we go to are asking if we do this service, and we don't. Start a new business. After you get this one off the floor and running, You want to start a new business, brand that business a completely different way, and then you could offer that service too.
Exactly, because if you have a business that is too broad and too spread out, you're never going to be able to expand because you're going to have too much going on. You need to, when you start writing about employees, you're going to have to train them to do specific things, and if you have a whole entire list of things that you need to train them to do, it's just going to be too hard when people start to quit and you have to let people go and constantly just train people compared to just sticking to a couple of specific things so you know that once you teach them those things, they can just continue to just do that.
You want to stick to the roots of your business, but you don't want to be too simple. You don't want to, it wouldn't make sense for us to just be police junk removal and we just pick up some chairs and a couple other things, appliances and stuff, because then we'd be missing out on cleanouts, which goes hand in hand. And with that, demolition's the same thing because you take a few hammers to it and then it's junk removal job. So they all go hand in hand and we make a lot more money doing that.
Once you have your logo, your phone number, your website, and everything that you need, then you're going to have to go out and get recognized by your local community. Even if this means you need to drive around. We started out, we knocked on every realtor's office in the area, storage unit places, apartment complexes, handed them those cards, and many of them also even just cold calling. We just cold called storage units, and we've actually had a couple that have constantly just called us back. We're actually doing a job in a couple days here for one of them that we called over a year ago. So even just simple things like that, get your name out. You're not just going to get one person. If you do get someone that goes with you, they will eventually reference you to someone else or use you again themselves in the future.
Walking into one real estate office down the street from us, about 5 minutes away, led to a $10,000 job just by handing him this. We handed him this. He handed us the keys to a foreclosure and said, go give me a price to get this cleaned out. And it led to a $10,000 job. I'm talking 10 minutes led to $10,000 in work, which is amazing and boosted us a lot.
Yeah. Other things you could do, you could actually mail your marketing material to specific areas. You can go to the Chamber of Commerce in your town. That gets you recognized by a lot of people. There's just many other things you can do.
Have your friends, family, people that are close to you repost your stuff on Facebook, share your website. We'll put a link in the description of our website so you can check it out, how we kind of made it appealing to the eye and people like being on our website because it's a pretty good website that we also got someone to make for us. But yeah, start by your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, your girlfriend, your boyfriend. Get them to share your stuff and their friends will start noticing it, will click on it, and then you'll start off by getting shares from some people and it'll all lead to jobs. So you definitely want to start off by doing that. So now that you're at the end of this video, we want to do a quick recap. So everybody, all the information you got in this video can get condensed into a little 30-second clip of everything we talked about. We want you to start off with your clever name that ties in with everything. We want you to stand out with bright colors, look good, appealing fonts, all that stuff. Good uniforms. We want you to be bright and look professional. A good website, some print marketing, and simple stuff that ties together for your business.
Again, things that you want to stay away from is having a local name that keeps you too small and will not allow you to grow and being specific to your area. You don't want to be you don't want to be too simple and boring. You want to have something that stands out, something that people see, they remember it. And lastly, you don't want to have too many services in your business, and you want to keep your brand and your whole entire business more specific to what you're actually doing and not get out into too many different things.
And now some things you want to start off with to building your brand is you definitely want to get business cards. They're cheap. They spread around to a lot of people. They get handed down to other people. They lead you to more jobs. They're like less than $10 for a couple hundred business cards.
Definitely want to get some flyers. You could use these again for mailing, for just dropping it off to people. You can fit more information on these and give people a little bit better idea. We actually, on some of our flyers, we put a little $25 coupon off as another incentive. We do have these stickers too. We kind of just have them to... We got these
we also have these stickers. These are pretty cool to hand out to your friends, to younger kids, everything. They go put them on their laptop, put them on their walls, their everything. Just spread them around and get people walking around and say, oh, there's Junk Police again, there's Junk Police again, there's that business, and it kind of builds a brand, gets people to recognize you.
And finally, probably the most important thing, maybe besides your business cards, is your t-shirts. Because again, you don't want to be walking up in just some random t-shirts like you don't even work for a company at all and you're just some guy with a truck. You want to make sure that you look very professional when you walk up, and the t-shirts are going to be the main thing that's going to help you do that.
And this applies to any business. We are focusing on a service business because that's what we have. But any business, you really want to build a brand so you can expand. And for all this stuff here, we'll put a link in the description where you can find it, where we got our stuff. It's cheap, and it's definitely good to have in the long run. And for the price you pay, it's worth it tenfold. And we'll also put our website so you can check that out. And that's about it.
That's about it. Any questions you guys have, you guys can leave in the comment section below. We will answer all the comments that we get. And
leave us a thumbs up. Leave us with any tips you guys have for us. And we'll definitely have more videos coming.